they will come for you.
So Katrina, then, I mean, it's a massive shift in Donald Trump's kind of assessment of the situation on the battlefield and the potential end point of this conflict. But it's not a massive shift in providing weapons to Ukraine now to help them on the battlefield, or to provide security guarantees for when there's some kind of peace deal, or even sounds like even loads of extra sanctions, which he's been on Russia, which he's been talking about for a while now. It's literally just the first thing, a change in his perception of how it looks.
And I suppose that's the first thing, isn't it? You know, to be welcomed, and let's see what comes from there. But I thought President Zelensky was really also at pains to point out in his speech that national security shouldn't be the privilege of a few wealthy nations. He said it should be the right for all, and safety in your country shouldn't be just because, you know, international law can be upheld by people who have powerful friends, and if you don't, you're left on your own. And he was quite critical, actually, of the United Nations as well, echoing a little bit of what President Trump said yesterday. He said, those of us who are living through war zones, we don't see the United Nations, we don't see that you're giving help to us. You know, it's like that for us in Ukraine. We don't feel like you're helping us. It's the same for people who are in Afghanistan, who are in Sudan, and who are in Palestine, he said. So very much trying to appeal, as he always does so eloquently, he's very direct in his messaging, that this is about Ukraine needing to keep its friends and crucially needing weapons. He was very clear on that point.
And Vitaly, have we got any idea about what might have led to Donald Trump changing his mind about how things look on the ground?
I keep hearing this metaphor that Donald Trump, whenever he speaks or tweets or posts on Truth Social, he reflects the views of the last person who had his ear. And it's true that what he said about Ukraine and Russia is the most positive thing he's ever said about Ukraine and the most critical thing of Russia. But it's just words. And I was searching high and low for Ukrainian reactions to the latest from Donald Trump. And what I detected was a collective shrug of Ukrainian shoulders. It's just something Donald Trump said. And until he
Let's see what he says tomorrow and the week after.
And let's see if he does anything. And at this moment in time, I don't think there's anything at all to suggest that he is preparing to suddenly get tough with Russia and do something. In fact, past experience suggests that him blowing hot and cold and oscillating in his position is just confusing and could be a delaying tactic as well as other possible things.
And Katrina, you alluded to it a minute ago. Vitaly just alluded to it there. Donald Trump's comments aimed at Russia. What did he say, and how should we interpret them?
Well, inside in the chamber here, he crucially didn't condemn Russia. I mean, he has moved from a position where there are both sides involved, which clearly there aren't when one nation has invaded another. But he said this isn't looking good. This isn't reflecting well on Russia. It's making them look bad.
Everyone thought Russia would win this war in 3 days, but it didn't work out that way. It was supposed to be just a quick little skirmish. It's not making Russia look good. It's making them look bad.
That's kind of how strong he went. And then in that post yesterday, he referred to Russia as a paper tiger. And, you know, that, I suppose you could you call that online trolling, using a phrase like that? I mean, we've heard the Kremlin respond and say, we're not a tiger, we're a bear. That's the usual symbol that's referred to for Russia. But again, you know, in that Truth Social post, he kind of said they're two great countries. He wasn't saying, do not do this, stop doing this, President Putin, this is wrong, which is what we've heard from so many other leaders.
And Katrina, I know you've got to go, but just on another subject, Jimmy Kimmel being back on his late night slot on ABC. I mean, does this prove that actually the only thing that's as powerful as Donald Trump is viewer sentiment and celebrities threatening to not work on ABC or Disney anymore? Actually, there is a force out there that's as strong as President Trump.
Yes, that would be the hopeful viewpoint of this. I stayed up last night to watch it, so dedicated am I.
Well, it's 11:30, isn't it? Yeah.
11:35. Yeah, it's very late when you've been up since 5 in the morning, I can tell you. But it actually was a TV moment, because, we've seen Stephen Colbert shows been cancelled and he's not got this second chance. So it's a really unique moment that Jimmy Kimmel had to come back and do this. So it was a TV moment, but not everyone could see it. So the two distributors, Nexstar and Sinclair, said so ABC brings the show back, we're still not going to show it. So 25% of this country still couldn't see that program last night, and Jimmy Kimmel referred to it in his opening monologue when he, unashamedly stood up for the First Amendment, the right to free speech, free expression, said it's un-American to try and shut that down. He had a very direct attack on the president and also on the chairperson of the FCC, the regulator of TV shows here, Brendan Carr. He had Robert De Niro pretend to be him, riffing on that sort of mob boss theme that has come through actually from Senator Ted Cruz, who would not be Jimmy Kimmel's #1 fan, but he was even critical, as many on the right have been, about what President Trump and the administration are trying to do here, really warning that if they succeed in doing that for the other side, as they would put it, when the other side are back in office, that they'll have a carte blanche to try and shut down those who have conservative viewpoints. And the point made time and again is that's not what this country is built on. That's not what it stands for. So it's still very controversial. It's far from over yet. Of course, there was lots of sort of celebrations and commendations from the other late night show hosts as well.